Hi, everybody. I'm Skip Alzheimer, and welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime streaming show, where it's not lunch. It's actually the night before lunch, and I'm pre-recording this show. Well, don't touch the laptop screen because it becomes like a jello. Pre-recording the show because I'm attending a 5-year-old's birthday party today, right during the show. So I've got some great stuff to watch. The first film we're going to watch is it's part of a series. We showed Consumer Power Credit, I want to say 2 weeks ago. It features our good friend Ralph Nader. This one's another one in the series, and it's called Consumer Power Advertising. And it's pretty great. I love these early 70s films that tried to educate us to be critical and aware of how we as consumers can be preyed upon. So enjoy.
Bread. Seems I got hung up with a few more necessaries instead. Well, I guess that's kind of funny. I better see if I got the money. Sometimes, I wonder what's going on in my head.
Senator Philip Hart made an estimate that in 1969, out of the $780 billion spent by consumers, $200 billion received no value.
I've got consumer power. I've got consumer power. I can say yes, I like it. I can say no, won't buy it. Consumer power. Consumer power.
Manufacturers came into being into a competitive environment, wanted to increase and enlarge the volume of the sales of their products. And so they looked around and they said, why don't we communicate with the people in large volume about our product and try to do it persuasively? So they called in or created advertising. Advertising didn't create the present business system. The present business system really created advertising or caused it to come into being. I think it's important that we do make that distinction.
Businessmen will admit that. They make between people's needs and people's wants. And the function of advertising for most products is to create wants, create a desire for wants beyond people's elementary needs, such as basic foodstuffs.
I think it's highly possible that advertising encourages people to consume more than they actually need for survival. I don't think there's any question about that. But I am not sure that all by itself is indeed a bad thing. Advertising does encourage people to learn about new products that they never thought they would need, and to consider how nice it would be to own them. In order to own them, you have to have the money to own them, to buy them. So you go out and get a job, the best job you know how, so that you can actually own and enjoy certain things that you couldn't if you didn't do that. And so when you do that, you increase the level of purchasing power on the part of everyone. You actually buy the colored television set, and everybody working for a colored television set manufacturer benefits by the fact that a greater number of people have decided to buy. There is a kind of circulation set in motion. There's no question in my mind that advertising stimulates, and that's really what it's all about. But I don't think that's all that bad. To want more, to work for more, and to have a better standard of living as a result is not that much of a subject, I think, for just ridicule.
For example, when they're really not selling the product, they're selling sexual attractiveness, such as toothpaste ads. They're selling career advancement, such as if you don't use the proper mouthwash, you might not get promoted in your job, or you might turn off your superiors.
Actually, I feel that a heavy percentage of people are really not against advertising per se, although they speak as if they are. but rather are they against advertising which is unattractive, boring, or in bad taste, or obviously misleading.
Just watch some of the television ads. Watch the techniques that are used, like the pain relievers and the pills going down this silhouette of a person into the person's stomach. Or you see statements as most doctors agree, or most doctors use, or a famous hospital study shows a certain diet pill or diet wafer reduces so many pounds per week, and then they have these sort of graphs and the statistics to back it up. But when you try to write to these companies or to these advertising agencies and ask them, in effect, to prove or submit the tests and the data and to name the hospital study and name what doctors were polled, then the answers are, well, that's proprietary information, it's confidential, or it's none of the consumer's business, or we just give this information when the government requests it, or you should rely on the truth of our statements as we give them.
It is illegal to mislead today. The process by which that is nailed is laborious, perhaps, but it is illegal to deceive or mislead in advertising.
The main federal agency that's supposed to deal with deceptive advertising is the Federal Trade Commission, which was established in 1914. It has not been effective for a number of reasons. Too much political interference, not sufficiently competent personnel, and inadequate authority. For example, there have been occasions where the Federal Trade Commission will go after a nationwide company that is deceiving consumers, and it'll take 15 or 20 years before the case is finished in the courts. And then when it is finished, the only thing the Federal Trade Commission can do is to issue a cease and desist order, which is in effect saying to the company, go and sin no more. That you've got to stop deceiving the public in this way and selling your product or service, but you don't have to return your profits that you unjustly took over the past 10 or 15 years. All you have to do is simply stop what you're doing. This allows the company simply to design a new advertising or promotion scheme, and the whole ball game starts all over again. Many advertisers say if an advertisement works, that is, if it sells the product, then it must be okay. Well, I don't think that's a satisfactory explanation at all. And I'd like to take an example that relates particularly to teenagers, that is their exploitation by the cosmetic companies, and now it includes boys as well as girls. Notice the transition here. They know that boys and girls have a peculiar concern about sense of smell emanating from their bodies. So they begin creating names for these smells, like bad breath, as halitosis, and they exploit that concern and in effect associate it with the loss of social life, with a repudiation by other students of the individual that's the subject of the ad, or a loss of employment opportunity. These are very powerful appeals. And then the ad goes on to take a simple human concern, transform it into a neurosis, and then take the neurosis and transform it into psychosis until these teenagers are so psyched up in concern and fear that hours of their days and days of their months throughout the year are taken up with a concern about their appearance and the almost over-delicate sensitivity to natural human conditions. And this is done in order to drive concern and fear and fright, to drive these teenagers into purchasing hundreds of millions of dollars of these cosmetic products who don't even fulfill the purposes for which they're advertised very often.
Well, I washed all the unsightly dandruff off my head and shaved and aftershaved my face. And then I naturally, non-greasily, non-alcoholically, non-stickily my hair into place. And unscented to death anything offensive under either arm, and gargled my mouth bacteria-free so my breath won't do no harm. And I'm whiter than white and brighter than bright, and I can take on any rat in this race.
Most mouthwashes are a fraud. Most cosmetics themselves are a fraud. Most toothpastes are a fraud in terms of the promotions and the claims that are made for them. And I think this is increasing from year to year because too many teenagers simply don't look at these ads, look at the appeals, see how they're exploited, and in effect take control of the situation so that they are in charge rather than the companies.
To suggest that advertising really has some hypnotic hold on people and cause them, like robots, to do things that are over and above and beyond their control is to seem to me, once again, to be a cop-out on the part of the consumer.
Economists have shown that many consumer industries, such as detergents or car manufacturers or cosmetic manufacturers or patent medicine manufacturers, are basically selling pretty much the same product, only with different brand names. And the appeals are different. Like toothpaste appeals are usually either sexual appeals or appeals to counteract cavities. Car appeals, for example, they appeal to the sporty set, they appeal to the station wagon family set, they appeal to the economy set, and in many ways the products are produced by companies who compete more and more about less and less of any significance to the consumer.
To buy myself a brand new car, and the dealer man showed me this fastback wide track Detroit shooting star. Says it takes a powerful man to drive this car though, 'cause it's got power antenna and power lights and power seats, power windows and power air and power heat, and a stripe down the side a foot wide. I figured I could handle it. I've had it now for a little while. I treat it just like a month-old child. I have to. When the front end squeaks, the rear end leaks.
And so instead of the difference being quality, price, warranty, effectiveness, ease of maintenance, or repair, the differences are the exciting names of the products, the advertising slogans, the box tops, the games of chance that are associated with it, trading stamps, and the like. And this is a very, very deteriorating impact on the quality of competition. When you see this, and then they cease paying attention to these qualities or these price competitions and begin, in effect, selling emotion and other visceral appeals.
I think good advertising appeals both to the emotional and the rational side, recognizing really that we're some of each. I think advertising that doesn't stick to facts and doesn't stick to reasonable logic is copping out on its responsibility. But advertising which ignores the emotional makeup of people will have a tendency to be less fresh, less imaginative, less interesting, less tasteful.
There are certain techniques that are used to persuade through advertising which any consumer can become alert to. One is the comparison. For example, a tire is advertised as stopping 25% quicker, or a particular pain reliever as being twice as effective as another pain reliever that isn't mentioned, or that toothpaste makes the teeth whiter or brighter, or that a detergent makes the pillowcases cleaner or whiter. These are examples of comparisons that have no meaning, because unless the comparison refers to something specific like another product and is willing to back up the comparison with the test data, then these are called dangling comparatives, and they're basically empty of content. For example, there's a dog food that's advertised as being preferred by 6 out of 7 dogs compared to the other leading brand. The other leading brand isn't mentioned in the ad. Or the tire that I just mentioned, which is supposed to stop 25% quicker. Quicker than what? A donut? Or quicker than another tire? Which tire? On what kind of pavement? At what speed? At what tread depth? And so these are the kinds of things that consumers can be alert to in order to sweep aside these kinds of empty or fraudulent appeals and begin asking the tough questions. And the tough questions are, what is the real price of the product, and how does it compare with another product of like quantity or quality? What are the characteristics of the product? Is the food nutritious? If so, in what way? Is the food adulterated with water or fat or chemical additives? Are they labeled? Is there enough disclosure about what the product can do and can't do? And if there isn't enough disclosure at the point of sale, like on a package, can the consumer write to the manufacturer and get this information?
To protect himself, it seems to me a consumer has to realize that he does have a role in the dynamics, in the mechanics of purchase, that he does have and must exercise a responsibility to himself, just as we, I think, should impose more and more responsibilities on advertising and marketing. The consumer should know that he has a role, that he should be alert, he should read and compare the information about two products, and not just, as I said before, sort of yield and feel that he doesn't have a role in it. He should observe, he should compare, and he should note product differences and act on them. And I think he'll put advertising and marketing and manufacturing more on its toes.
Well, I seem to have fallen on economic hard times, and I'm keeping an eye on the nickels and dimes and being a little more careful about what it is I'm buying this time. Now, let's see now. This one here is fortified and ionized with magic simulated U235. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, but this one's been vitamin freeze-dried, and I wonder if that's any better. And this one here says it's been emulsified with hydrogenated herbicides and contains genuine hexachlorophene. And I don't know if that's good or bad or what. I'm gonna write a letter to my president, my congressman. I'm gonna look it up in the dictionary.
The consumer's first threshold of protection is basically his own intelligence, his own common sense, his own refusal to be bamboozled or conned or fooled in the stores where these products and services are offered, or through the ads where these products and services are offered.
If you don't like a product, if you think a product is being unfair or inaccurate or tasteless, vote against it. Don't buy it. Tell your friends not to buy it. Write letters. Independent action is much stronger than you could even begin to realize.
The basic underlying current of this whole problem is simply give people the truth. Give them honest explanations, give them honest descriptions, appeal to their rationality, make it entertaining if you will, but at least try to cultivate a more critical, a more perceptive consumer who will then generate the forces from the marketplace to create a higher quality innovation, allow smaller businessmen to have an opportunity to compete, allow inventors and innovators to bring in the new systems and the new products that will improve safety and health and improve the bargain level of products and services sold in the marketplace.
What I'd like to see is for advertising to play a growing role, and I think this is beginning to happen, in more positively in certain aspects of our culture, for advertising to educate people about what they can do about ecology, about government, and about sanitation, and about human problems. If advertising indeed can communicate and persuade, it seems to me that's a good place for us to work. And there's a growing body of people in the advertising business who are getting tuned into this and beginning to use some of their skills for some of these other purposes, and I think it's a very healthy movement.
I've got consumer power. I've got consumer power. I can say yes, I like it. I can say no, won't buy it. Consumer power. Consumer power.
This simple study that we conducted last year, which listed the specific claims made on behalf of various products and services, and copied these claims down and sent them to the presidents of the companies selling these goods and services, and asked the companies to substantiate these ads with tests and other evidence, can be done by anybody. It can be done by students as part of courses in home economics or in economics or in advertising. It can be done by housewives. It can be done by anybody who has enough time and interest simply to look at the ads or read the ads or listen to the ads and make these kinds of inquiries to the presidents of these companies. Now, even if the replies from these companies aren't satisfactory, it's a tremendous self-educational device to make you more alert, make you more capable of spotting the psychological techniques and the polished phrases and the other clever gimmicks that override the consumer's rationality level and probe deep into the emotional and status psychology which the ad is aimed at in order to promote these purchases.
I've got consumer power. You've got consumer power. We can say yes, worth the money. We can say no, sir. You're trying to con me. Consumer power. Consumer power.
Yeah, that was great. I love Ralph. When he ran for president, I was kind of iffy about it, but I think in hindsight, I still kind of liked him. The next one we're going to watch is made by the Eames. Charles and Ray Eames were known for designing furniture, mid-century furniture. They had a furniture company, but they also did graphic design works and actually made films. Probably the most popular one that they made was Powers of 10, but they made other ones too. And this next one is Toccata for Toy Trains. Enjoy.
This is a film about toy trains. These are real toys, not scale models. That doesn't mean that toys are good and scale models are bad. But they are different. Most of the trains we have used are old, and some are quite old. The reason for this is perhaps that in the more recent years, we seem to have lost the knack of making real toys. Most old ones have a direct and unembarrassed manner that give us a special kind of pleasure, a pleasure different from the admiration we may feel for the perfect little copy of the real thing. In a good old toy, there is apt to be nothing self-conscious about the use of materials. What is wood is wood. What is tin is tin. What is cast is beautifully cast. It is possible that somewhere in all this is a clue to what sets the creative climate of any time, including our own. Anyway, let's take a close look at some real toy trains.
yeah, that was pretty awesome. There's another one that they did for Tops that I have, and maybe we'll watch that again in the future, or we'll watch that in a future episode. Okay, so it's Friday, and I seem to have fallen into a routine of showing you either TV trailers for feature films from the 70s or commercials from the 70s, and I figured, why not? Let's just keep going with it. All these films are ones that we digitized for Duke University's AdViews project many years ago. I would say probably 14 years ago. And they're awesome. And so we watched some for Vicks Vapor Rub. I've done shows where I showed a bunch of the Sugar Bear commercials. Well, today the company is Hasbro. Hasbro, who now seems to be one of the companies that owns all the toys that you loved as a kid. They've basically become the Disney of toys. And so I've amassed a bunch of commercials here. I tried to pull out the duplicates, but there might be one or two that are in there, so please bear with me. It'll be just like Saturday morning, where you see the same commercial a couple of times in a viewing of a show. So you should be used to that. If you had some of these toys as a kid, I'd love to read the comments. I might not be able to monitor them as they're going live, but I would love to read them. And I have quite a few comments myself, and I might talk about a couple of them afterwards. So enjoy.
Here's a penny, Mickey. Thanks for the gumball. Penny for a gumball, Freddy. Thanks for the gumball. Penny for a gumball, Popeye. Thanks for the gumball.
Gumball Banks with new sugarless gumballs. You can get refills to fill up Mickey Mouse, Popeye, Fred Flintstone. As the gumballs go down, the pennies go up.
What are you going to do with all your pennies, Popeye? Buy more gumballs. Yeah, but never do. Me too.
Mickey Mouse, Popeye, and Fred Flintstone Gumball Banks with sugarless gumballs. Refills sold separately.
It's Snoopy's Doghouse. Hi, Snoopy. When friends come out, it's Snoopy for something fun.
There are lots of fun things to do with Snoopy and with Woodstock too at Snoopy's Doghouse. Woodstock's hopping around the bird bath.
Where'd Snoopy go?
He's going to ride his ice cream truck. There are lots of fun things to do at Snoopy's Doghouse.
Snoopy's Doghouse comes with Snoopy and Woodstock. New from Romper Room.
Inchworm, you gotta know. Won't you with me everywhere I go? Inchworm, inchworm, I'm telling you true. Inchworm, I love you. Inchworm, I love you. Ride up and down on the Inchworm from Romper Room.
Sherlock, Sherlock, follow your nose. We'll find an adventure, just follow your nose. I'll ride you, Sherlock, to where your nose goes. Adventure is waiting, just follow your nose. Sherlock, Sherlock, follow your nose.
Sherlock, a dog you can ride from Romper Room.
Puzzle and play, puzzle and play. Animals from Romper Room. Puzzle and play, puzzle and play. Animals from Romper Room. Puzzle and play, puzzle and play. Animals from Romper Room. Puzzle and play, puzzle and play. Animals from Romper Room. Is this a piece of a puzzle?
Puzzle and play animals from Romper Room. The Romper Room talking telephone really talks.
Can you sing a song for me?
You're beautiful as peanut butter jelly.
Won't you please speak louder?
I don't say anything at all.
Can you come over and play?
Yes, but I have to bring the children.
Hello, what are you doing now?
Waiting for the wind.
Happy Jack Clown likes to laugh.
Talking telephone from Romper Room. The thing about Mr. Magnet Man is that before you know it, he's Mr. Magnet Mustache. Or Mr. Magnet Muchacho.
Or Mr. Magnet Monkey Face. Or Crazy Duck. Or Mr. Magnet Mouse.
Or move a few magnets, and there's Mrs. Magnet Mommy. Or Mr. Magnet Monster.
or even Mr. Magnet Mess. Mr. Magnet Man from Romper Room.
Here goes my Amazamatic. I'm gonna make mine run circles around yours.
Amazamatics, the car with a brain. The car you program yourself to go where you want, do what you want.
Yours is going under the table. It's programmed to come out again.
Amazamatics, Chevrolet Astrovet, Buick Century Cruiser, Chrysler Charger, and Ford Mark IV. Amazamatics from Hasbro.
Hey, pop up rub-ons, pop up the scenery world of the Flintstones. Rub on Fred and Barney, they're animals and neighbors just like magic. Then make them stand up anywhere you want them.
Hi, Fred. Yabba-dabba-doo.
There's a bozo set of pop-up rub-on, Cinderella or the Lone Ranger, hi-yo rub-on. Pop-up stand-up, all kinds of rub-ons from Hasbro.
Hey, Mr. Potato Head! What do you got for us?
2 new Mr. Potato Head toys,
Donald Duck! Bozo the Clown!
each with Mr. Potato Head. Take all the parts and put them together.
Where do the noses go?
Where noses belong.
Forget Bozo. Donald's almost Donald. Shut your mouth. Mr. Potato Head, where's your other ear?
It's over here. Mr. Potato Head toys from Hasbro.
Here's a penny, Mickey. Thanks for the gumball. Show me a gumball for a penny, Bozo. Thanks for the gumball. Penny for a gumball, Popeye. Thanks for the gumball.
Gumball Banks. Get gumball refills and fill up Mickey Mouse, Popeye, or Bozo. See the gumballs go down. Watch the pennies go up.
What are you going to do with all your pennies, Popeye? Buy raw gumballs.
Gumball Banks from Hasbro.
Here comes Amazamatics, the car with a brain. Now make a Mustang special, Dune Buggy, Stingray special, or Volkswagen Bug. By customizing your present Amazamatics, each customizing kit contains a new wild body, groovy decorations, slick tires, mag wheels. Feed in new program cards or make your own and watch it perform. You can even get a chassis separate and customize it with Amazamatics customizing kits from Hasbro.
The Romper Room Talkabout has pictures that talk and talk and talk and talk.
Numbers and boats and circuses.
They talk all about cars and numbers and circuses and boats
Giant ocean liner.
and planes
Early flying men built wings.
and farms. Talkabout from Romper Room.
While an anxious world waits, G.I. Joe astronaut prepares to walk in space. Only one man is completely confident, G.I. Joe himself. All systems are go. Just keep that tether free. It looks good. Wait, the tether is loose. Is G.I. Joe lost? Find out in the Spacewalk Mystery, one of the G.I. Joe astronaut adventure sets. G.I. Joe, now with lifelike hair, from Hasbro. Introducing the G.I. Joe Space-O-Matic. Space-O-Matic, the futuristic space vehicle you program yourself to make it go where you want, do what you want. Program it to lift, or to scoop, or use the magnetic pickup.
What's this? Way to go, Joe.
G.I. Joe Space-O-Matic, from Hasbro.
That's the wacky wheel. It came into my life one day as a present. The wacky wheel chases me sometimes, and then sometimes it goes the other way, so I have to chase it. The wacky mechanism makes it unpredictable, you know what I mean? It almost has a mind of its own. I love my wacky wheel. You must believe me. And no matter where it goes or what it does, I'll follow it. The wacky wheel from Hasbro.
Hey, Mr. Potato Head! What do you got for us?
3 new potato pals. Mr. Potato Bird, Mr. Potato Fish and Mr. Potato Bug. That's a funny potato bug.
I'm putting the antenna on it.
That's a nice potato fish.
It's got a yellow tail.
I like your potato bird.
The wings are purple.
Let's see them.
Mr. Potato Bird. Mr. Potato Bug. Mr. Potato Fish.
Mr. Potato Head and his pals.
This is the rugged new G.I. Joe adventure team. At dawn, G.I. Joe heads out across the desert in search of a mysterious missing mummy. Suddenly, an earthquake. No time to lose. Joe must get the mummy out. Can G.I. Joe win his race against time? Find out in The Secret of the Mummy's Tomb, one of the exciting G.I. Joe adventure team sets. G.I. Joe, now with lifelike hair from Hasbro.
Express yourself in your own way with arts and crafts today.
Like my hat? I tie-dyed it myself. It was easy. I got the tie-dye kit from Arts and Crafts Today. My brother's gonna tie-dye his shirt, and I made this belt with my macrame kit. See this pom-pom rug? Great, right? I made it myself. Express yourself with Arts and Crafts Today.
You can make a macrame belt, tie-dye hat, or pom-pom rug with these kits from Arts and Crafts Today.
Stick shifters, get 'em in gear. Gonna move out, baby, gonna disappear.
Stick shifters. You handle the stick shift. Put 'em in.
Stick shifters, get 'em in gear. Gonna make a wheelie, gonna disappear.
Stick shifters with 4-on-the-floor stick shift consoles. New from Hasbro.
These are America's favorite ball games. Baseball, football, basketball. Introducing Screwball, America's newest ball game. Screwball's a puzzle that's easy to take apart, but hard to put together.
I don't think it can be done. That's a little guy in the end doodle.
He's not saying anything.
This pepper in the Super Bowl. It's all fouled up,
You
Richie.
don't know how to work a screwball.
Hey, look at him. He's done it.
Screwball, America's newest ball game.
Can I have your autograph? Me too. Give me one for my mother.
Here come the wild ones.
Here come the screaming demons, tearing up the
Daredevil Challenge. Screaming demons, up the ramp, round and round. You control the speed. Through the wall of fire.
screaming demons, tearing up the road.
Race them to win. The Daredevil Challenge race set. Speed control, ramps, timer, and a screaming demon. Daredevils, the planes that really fly. You gotta deliver a crate marked 0. You start your engine and take off from the Seaside Lab. There's the carrier deck. Drop her down for your final approach. Make a mistake and you crash. Perfect landing. You hand it over. Now, ready for catapult takeoff. You're up and heading for home. Carrier rendezvous mission accomplished by the Air Devils Power Squadron. Air Devils Carrier Rendezvous Adventure with aircraft carrier and a plane that flies. Air Devils.
Oh, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Put 'em in their car and camper, you can take 'em all around.
Look at them weebles wobble. Weebles wobble in the camper, weebles wobble on the ground. Weebles will wobble anywhere you put 'em, but you can't keep a weeble down.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Car, camper, furniture, boat, bike, and 4 weebles from Romper Room.
My baby loves your baby.
Your Baby is a line of infant playthings designed by a child psychologist that has earned the Good Housekeeping and Parents Magazine seals. Each Your Baby toy is designed to coincide with baby's growing needs. Your Baby infant playthings at toy stores and infant departments everywhere.
Legs are in, and Leggy's got the legs to look at. Leggy's got the legs to look at, and you'll like to show her legs. Leggy with great long legs and crazy wild costumes. Leggy's got a dynamite look. Leggy's got the legs to look at, and you'll like to show her legs. And you'll like to show her legs. Leggy, 4 different dolls, each with her own costume, each sold separately.
Here's Leggy with today's high fashion look.
We love you, Leggy.
Leggy Jill, Leggy Nan,
Leggy.
Leggy Kate, and Leggy Sue.
We love you, true.
Leggy means high fashion with a kick.
Leggy.
Leggy means a dynamite look.
We love you, Leggy.
There's a kick in today's high fashion look with
Leggy Jill, Leggy Sue, Leggy Kate, and Nan, too. We love you.
Leggy, 4 different dolls, each with their own costume, each sold separately.
Here come the new demons. Shooting Iron, Transylvanian Express, Black Knight.
Here come the screaming demons, tearing up the road.
Shooting Iron, a gleaming demon, Transylvanian Express, the Bat, Black Knight, shiny, quick, and beautiful.
Screaming demons, tearing up the road.
Move with the screaming demons. Shooting Iron, Transylvanian Express, Black Knight, sold separately.
Peekaboo, I see you.
Remember the first game your baby played with you?
I see you.
Now your child can play the same delightful game as you once played with her.
Peekaboo.
Baby Peekaboo, a new doll from Hasbro that doesn't run on batteries. She runs on love and a little string your child pulls whenever she wants to play peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Baby Peekaboo. She's a real charmer, just like your baby was.
Great gassers. Internal combustion races for you and your son. They burn real fuel. Fuel them up, start them up, and tune them up till they sound just right. They slipstream and pass each other at high speeds on their own bank track. Race your son in your own backyard.
Great gassers. Racing high, chasing the wind, racing along with the sun.
The Great Gassers. Go get them.
The father plays with little Tom, then Tommy takes his mother on. Then Sister Susie trims her mom in a game of power tennis. Susie plays with Uncle Jack, who plays with May from Hackensack. Then she loses to Cousin Zach. They're here for power tennis. Power tennis, it's new from Hasbro. It's a game that's fast, a game that's fun, a game that brings families together. Nephews, nieces, cousins galore keep on coming through the door. They've never seen each other before, but they're here for power tennis.
Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new.
At Romper Room, we make toys like the Tumbling Funhouse to help little children get the most out of their romper room years.
These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. These are the romper room years. Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new.
At Romper Room, we make toys like Mickey Mouse's Magic Kingdom to help children get the most out of their romper room years.
These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. These are the romper room years. Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new. Laughing together, crying together. Their little lives depend on you. These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. Those special moments of love and laughter. These are the romper room years. These are the romper room years. Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new.
At Romper Room, we make toys like Weebles and the Weebles Treehouse to help children get the most out of their romper room years.
These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. These are the romper room
It's good Weeble Blimp and Tumblin' Weebles.
Tumblin' Weebles tumble and wobble all around.
Tumblin' Weebles tumble and wobble, and they do it upside down. Good Weeble Blimp's coming to get Tumblin' Weeble Pilot.
Imagine the blimp flying all around, bringing Tumblin' Weebles to town.
Tumblin' Weebles tumble and wobble, and they do it upside down.
Good Weeble Blimp and Tumblin' Weebles, each sold separately, new from Romper Room.
Each word you gotta know. Won't you with me everywhere I go? Each worm, I'm telling you true. Each worm, I love you. Each worm, I love you.
Right up and down on the inchworm from Romper Room.
Here comes Marching Mickey, let's all shout merrily. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
Who do we have here?
Marching Mickey Mouse.
He's Marching Mickey Mouse, but he needs help to march. Just squeeze his hand and he steps right out.
Here comes Marching Mickey, let's all shout merrily. M-I-C-K-E-Y.
You're a good marcher, Mickey.
Marching Mickey Mouse, new from Romper Room.
From an idea thousands of years old comes pyramid, a game as hard to master as the pyramids themselves. To win, you must get 5 pyramids in a row, and I will win today, Ramesses. You may have the wisdom of the ages, but I see your strategy and I block it. My brain is vibrant, whilst yours is mummified.
5 pyramids! You've beaten me!
Mm-hmm. Pyramid, as hard to master as the pyramids themselves.
Which would your child think looks more like a real ship, this one, or a ship built with Tenty, the new kind of building bricks? Here's one of their trucks, and here's one of ours. And look at one of their space buggies, and one of ours. With Tenty, what your child builds looks just like what he wants it to be. Tenty has curved pieces and special shapes. Tenty, 21 new realistic building toys from Hasbro, each sold separately.
With Tenty, it's a snap to be a better builder.
Smack it! Watch and wait for the dice to roll. The colors all the same, smack it! If they're different, don't you move. But if they're the same, smack it! To get your piece to the center first, you gotta be first to smack it! You can hold back and wait to react, but when you react, smack it! Smack it! Smack it!
I win!
Smack It, new from Hasbro.
You can imagine it's the beast from beyond, and nothing can stop it, it's Terron.
We need the command laser. I stopped him. Oh, he's on the move again.
Terron.
Here comes Stupid Joe Commander. Joe's light stopped him. Look, Terron's on the move
You can
again.
imagine it's the beast from beyond, and nothing can stop it, it's Terron.
Terron, the beast from beyond, comes with Command Laser, new from Hasbro. Super Joe Commander, sold separately.
Imagine playing your Tarzan with Nakima, a monkey friend. Nakima's hiding from Tarzan. You can find him in the Tarzan jungle hut. Imagine living in a Tarzan jungle hut, swinging on a vine just to get around. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Tarzan Jungle Hut comes with everything you see here, new from Romper Room. Some assembly required.
Have you seen the Charlie's Angels Dolls and Adventure?
Charlie's Angels, beautiful dolls, oh how beautiful.
Sabrina, Jill, and Kelly. They're Charlie's Angels, and they've got clothes that let you imagine them in daring adventures by day, and then turn them into glamorous outfits at night.
Charlie's
Angels, I have an assignment for you.
Charlie's Angels Dolls and Adventure, new from Hasbro. Dolls, outfits, and accessories also sold separately.
Sabrina, Kelly, and Chris. Yes, Charlie's Angels.
Beautiful dolls.
Imagine Sabrina wherever she goes. In Charlie's Angels, beautiful clothes.
I love her clothes.
Charlie's Angels Doll, Russian Roulette, Peasantry, and Moonlight Flight Fashions, each sold separately.
Angel, this is Charlie. I want you to pose as a fashion model.
Charlie's Angels dolls, Sabrina, Chris, and Kelly, and fashions, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new.
At Romper Room, we make toys like Mickey Mouse's Magic Kingdom to help children get the most out of their romper room years.
These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. These are the romper room years. Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new.
At Romper Room, we make toys like Mr. Potato Head to help little children get the most out of their romper room years.
These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. These are the romper room years. Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new.
At Romper Room, we make toys like Digger the dog to help little children get the most out of their romper room years.
These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. These are the romper room years.
Discover the Romper Room Playground.
1, 2, 3, yahoo! This is fun. What are these? Weebles. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Hey, there's a Weeble dog on the swing. It's a carousel. Let me try it. Faster, faster. Lisa, Madrida.
The Romper Room Playground comes with swing, slide, seesaw, carousel, and 4 Weebles.
Your kids are growing.
These are the romper room years.
Getting older. Every day they're learning something new.
At Romper Room, we make toys like Mickey Mouse's Magic Kingdom to help children get the most out of their romper room years.
These are the moments of now or never. The love that starts here will last forever. These are the romper room years. Inchworm, you gotta know. Won't you with me everywhere I go? Inchworm, inchworm, I'm telling you true. Inchworm, I love you. Inchworm, I love you.
Ride up and down on the Inchworm from Romper Room.
Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
Now you can have a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in your own home. You can put on your own show.
I got the lights. Here's the camera. Where's Mickey?
Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me?
Where's Mickey, Pluto? Here's Mickey. Hooray!
The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse comes with Mickey Mouse, Pluto, and 2 Musketeers. Some assembly required. New from Romper Room.
Dad, how would you like me to make you something?
I love to play at cooking with my play and make. Play and make. Cooking so real looking with my play and make. Play and make. The toaster popping up and down, the blender turning round and round. Plus you get some Kool-Aid to make a homemade drink.
That's great!
I just love to play at cooking with my play and make. Play and make comes with Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix. See recipe for instructions.
Yeah. Some of those commercials, some of the songs just make the hairs on the back of my head stick up. Really, really something. And you know, these would be easy things for the toe tapping tournament, but I have decided not to use the jingles from TV ads. I want to use jingles specifically from educational films that I have. So, but there's some good ones in there. Dig 'em the dog, especially. Also, the nightmare fodder that was that giant-headed Mr. Potato Head is horrifying, absolutely horrifying. I hope you enjoyed watching what we showed today. If you'd like to support us. One way you can do that is by buying us coffee at ko-fi.com/avgeeks. Another way is just to hit the thumbs up button or the like button and just say, hey, we like what you're doing. Keep doing it. You can also subscribe and tell other people about it. We'll be back live on Monday. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Everybody take care.